What is up, YouTube? Today I'm gonna do my first well, I did Spectre, but my first James Bond video. I recently completed finishing the Daniel Craig James Bond films. These are the first 4 films that I've completed watching. Reason I watched these, because Spectre was coming out, and some of the fans on this channel requested me to watch them. So yeah, I finished it last week, ending with Quantum of Solace. And yeah, I'm moving on to the originals, starting with Sean Connery. I finished Dr. No today. I finished watching that, so I'll probably see his next films soon. So yeah, I'm gonna be ranking the Daniel Craig films as of now. My opinions will definitely they'll probably change over time, so don't expect this list to be accurate as forever. So yeah. If we do get another Bond film, I'll make another one of these, and then I'll share my new opinions on that. So, I don't want to waste time on this video, let's just get this ranking started. For number 4 on this list, I'm going to have to go with Quantum of Solace. This film is, I don't really understand a lot of this film. This is, the film that was, kind of, confusing at some points. And, yeah. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. I still think some of the parts are entertaining and stuff, but, yeah, some parts I didn't understand. I know a lot of people have that's one of the problems with this movie, kind of hard to understand. It has a boring villain. He's not a threat. He's just really dumb, and he's not threatening at all, and he's really bad Bond villain. The Bond girl is kind of weak. She's not, I didn't find her to be that interesting at all. Bond himself is great. I think Daniel Craig just delivers, to be honest with you. I think he did great in this role. So, yeah, honestly, the action scenes in this movie are just terrible. They're really bad. The action scenes, they're so fast, and it's just cut after cut after cut, super duper fast. If you blink, you'll miss out on what's going on. That's how fast this action is in this movie. And it really sucks that this action was like this. I also don't like how it's supposed to start right off of the end of Casino Royale. I don't like how it's basically I don't like how it's basically literally right after Casino Royale, because it makes Casino Royale's ending seem kind of not worth it. Oh look, we have another adventure to go on, and it happens in 1 hour. So I didn't like the idea of just starting right off. Yeah. Story is boring. Some parts are boring in this movie, which is I don't know. I didn't find to be interested. My favorite part of the movie, I'm not sure. I don't know. I think it might be the desert plane fight, when they're in the desert and they fight in the plane. The plane fight or whatever. I guess that was a pretty cool moment. The action was a little better than that. It wasn't too cut. So yeah, this film was just boring, and I don't think it's as bad as people say it is, but it's boring, and it's not that great of a film. That's what I say for this film. For number 3, I'm gonna have to go with Spectre. Honestly, when I made the review video, Spectre, kind of quick thoughts, I kind of said that I liked it, but just kind of thinking about it now, it's honestly not that great. Honestly, it's just, I think the only reason I said that was because some parts were good, but honestly, as a lot of other parts, they were pretty boring. I like the story about Spectre and everything. That's pretty awesome. I think it's good that they dedicated the film to that. But honestly, it's really boring at some points, because this movie goes on for way too long. At least with Quantum of Solace, it wasn't too long. But this movie, it just, gets a little boring, and there's some stupid subplots, and it's just what? I don't care about this. It's just kind of boring at some points. The only part that I actually... No, this is not the only part, but my favorite part of this movie is actually... My favorite scene in this movie is actually the opening helicopter chase in The Day of the Dead. That was awesome. The helicopter chase was just so great. I love that scene so much, and I think the action in Spectre is really good. I like it. And I think the action in this movie is better than Casino Royale. Yes, the action. I'm just saying this, the action itself, but not better than Skyfall. Yeah. Bond Girl, I can barely even remember the Bond Girl. It's forgettable, to be honest with you. Just a forgettable Bond Girl. and there wasn't really an explanation at the end of what was happening next. I like the first half of this movie overall, with Spectre and, the helicopter chase, everything in, like, the first half. Batista, he was like a side villain in this movie. He was great. I love Batista. I actually used to watch WWE myself. I was always a big fan of WWE. Batista did great in that film, fighting with Bond. And yeah, villain was pretty weak. He barely appeared in the movie, and he's apparently a new Blofeld, which is apparently a villain from another movie. So yeah, okay. But yeah, as it dragged on too long, which made it boring. If it was cut short, it would have been better. But yeah, it's not a bad film, but honestly, it's not great. Yeah. Number 2 is Casino Royale, which was actually the first Bond film I saw. As a film, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good film. It has some, like, great action scenes. Even though it's not my favorite, there's some pretty great action scenes. Probably... No, I think this film has the second best story. It doesn't have... I honestly don't think it has the best story, as much as the first one that you guys already know. But, it has, like, a really great story about Le Chiffre and everything, and I like Le Chiffre as a villain. I think Le Chiffre is a great villain. Obviously a lot of people, including me, don't know anything about the poker parts. You kind of know, like, the concept of what's going on, and yeah, but, the poker parts, the story was, like, I know what was going on in the story, but the poker parts, were kind of like, what? I know, because a lot of people don't play poker. I'm not 21 yet. But yeah, the Bond girl was, unforgettable, which was, she wasn't forgettable, which was great, and she was pretty good. Bond himself was great, obviously. Just, I liked how he was kind of cold-blooded in this film. It was relief. It was pretty cool to see him like that. Yeah, the theme song for this film is pretty awesome. My favorite scene in this film is probably, I don't know. Maybe the truck chase? No, the parkour chase, maybe. I like the parkour chase. It went on for too long, but the parkour chase at the beginning of the film was just awesome as a concept, and it was really great. And yeah. So yeah, the story for this film is just absolutely great, which is pretty much why it's here. As for now, Casino Royale is my second, pretty great film. So yeah, let's go on to number 1, which you guys already know. And wait. Let me just mention this. I don't like Casino Royale as much as a lot of other people do. But it's, as like a film, is pretty good. But I don't like it as much as like a lot of people do. I personally myself think it's overrated, but that's just my opinion. So let's move on. Of course, as you guys already know, Skyfall is number 1. And oh my god, I cannot believe it. Skyfall is just such an amazing film. To be honest with you, it surpasses all 3 Daniel Craig James Bond films by like a long shot for me. I just love Skyfall, wasn't bored by any bit of it. It was so entertaining, and it had like so much heart in it. There was just so much heart in this movie, and the action was great, and everything worked well. This is easily the most emotional movie, and I think it fits very well. It had a great villain. Yeah. I just love Skyfall so much. So yeah, I like the beginning scene where we're on the train scene. That was just incredible. I loved that scene so much. Probably my favorite action scene in the Daniel Craig's films. I just loved it. The villain obviously is great. Silva, just a very great villain. You hated him, which was great. And then right after the train chase, Bond, like, he's like supposedly died, but he doesn't. And then we see him like kind of like in this like remote like island. No, maybe not island, but like this remote beach. And he's like, and I love these parts where he's on this beach because it brings a new character to him, which is very interesting. And he was like a lot different than himself. He was like, he almost like changed his character, and he was like really different. He was more quiet, he was just more relaxed, and it was great seeing him like that after like, so much years with this secret agent stuff. So it was good. And he taking a break from that, and it was really awesome seeing him on the beach and stuff, and that was just great. I love that. And then he gets like, and then he goes back to the secret agent stuff, and then he gets reevaluated because he appears in M's house. Yeah, it was just great seeing him like that. I don't even know. It's just, this film is just, there's nothing to say. It's just so awesome. I mean, I love it so much. Oh, and also, I love the visuals of this film. The visuals are just stunning, and they're really colorful. And when they go to Shanghai, the elevator chase was a great scene. And there was that one scene where the billboard, it like turned in from like a moon to like a jellyfish, and it was the visuals were just stunning. The casino fight with the Komodo dragons was awesome. And of course, the ending was just, when they go to Skyfall, it's just really emotional, and it gives Bond his backstory, which was much needed. And it's really emotional when M dies, and there's just so much to it, and there's some great action in Skyfall, and the visuals are great. And Skyfall might be my favorite part of the movie, though. So yeah, I just love this film so much. So that's pretty much all I gotta say. That's pretty much my thoughts on this Daniel Craig film. So, hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.